Hi everyone, this is Lisa Larios. Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of the ways to use doTERRA's oregano essential oil in your cooking. Today I'm going to be making a Mexican chorizo spice blend, which spice mix that you can use to make Mexican chorizos by adding 2 pounds of ground meat. You may use pork or beef, whatever, or even a combination of that. And so let's get started. Okay, here I have some whole spices, okay, that we're going to be grounding it up. There's, let's see, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds, 5 whole cloves, 10 peppercorns, and 2 whole bay leaves. Okay, and those are just the whole spices. Now, right here I have the ground spices that's readily available. That's already ground up. It's 3 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic, half teaspoon each of cayenne pepper and thyme, and then 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, right here I have some of the ground up whole spices, and what we're going to do is we're just going to add them together. And then we are going to add the liquid ingredient, which is 3 tablespoons of apple vinegar or apple cider vinegar, and you're just going to mix it up. Mix it, okay, and then we're going to turn it into kind of like a paste. It's going to thicken up, and you just keep on mixing it. And then toward the once it kind of comes together or halfway like this, I'm going to use 3 drops. But in my recipe, you could use 2 to 3 drops, but our family likes it a little bit more flavorful, so we use 3 drops. And you just mix it in there, and once you have this spice mix, and you just put it into your mix it with your ground meat, and then you have Mexican chorizo. It's very, very easy to do. This recipe calls for well, it doesn't call for, because I actually kind of trial and error, so it's, in a way it's kind of like my recipe, but you have heard people saying, oh, be very, very careful when you're using oregano, especially in spaghetti sauces and stuff like that, because you want to use a toothpick because it's very, very strong. It is very true. So I started by testing just like toothpickfuls, and then, but because this recipe, well, typically I use a lot of oregano anyway, and then I thought this might be a good way to use our oil, and indeed I added 1 drop. I needed a little bit more, and then I put in the end we end up using 3. So this recipe, but if you don't like it too strong, you could use 2 drops. So hope you will enjoy this recipe and give it a try. You know, oregano is not just good for immune boost, you know, when you're feeling a little bit under the weather or something, but it's very, very versatile in using it in cooking as well. Okay, have fun.